Hello everybody, welcome back to Hollow Knight episode 3. I don't know why I'm saying the episode, but whatever. In the last episode, we continued on through Hollow Knight, getting everywhere in the Forgotten Crossroads that we can, fighting the False Knight, getting the new power-up that's the projectile, using our soul thing, getting the quill, mapping out the area, coming to Green Path, and getting a hunter's journal after getting screamed at by a man with 6 eyes and a lot of teeth in his hair. In this episode, no fucking clue. And I think that's how we're going to start every episode. Unless there is a clear and obvious place I want to go, I'm not going to have it. Wow, okay. I'm not going to have any idea where I'm going. Will that be the way it is forever? Probably. I'm sure there'll be times where I know exactly what I'm going to do, and that's going to be probably near the end of the game. Because this game has so many paths and so many things that are... Hi again. Can you stop appearing whenever I'm talking? Oh, and every time you get a new journal, it says it in the bottom left. So, we're getting new journal entries every time I kill a new enemy. Neat. I mean, it is. Like, there's not really much... Oh, hi. There really isn't much else to it. You just get new journal entries. To get 100% in the game, you have to kill every enemy a lot. How much is a lot? Depends on the enemy. Basically, until you get the second hunter journal piece. Once you unlock that, you can begin to get 100%. So that's neat. So just make sure you know that for when you are trying to get 100%, if you do. Because it does make it a little bit harder to get. There are some enemies that don't count towards getting 100%, but then there are some that you wouldn't even think of getting. That's how the game is. Just make sure that you're getting everything. And if you feel like you're missing stuff, do your best to find it. We'll find later in the game that there is actually a way to check how much progress you've made, but that isn't until so much later. And how much later? Yeah, we have to beat the game once. How many times do we plan on beating the game? 4. Why so many times, you might ask? Simple. So many times you need to beat the game to get 100%. Or so I can show off every ending. Same difference. But, yeah. Stop. So, I'm going to say this now, because I don't know when certain things become inaccessible, but there are certain things that are timed. When do you lose out on them? I have no idea. And when I say some things, one. One thing is timed. There is one boss that you need to find twice. Not one boss. There is one... Actually, well, it is one boss. But it is one character that you need to find twice. And you need to save him twice before you can fight whatever boss that is. If you fight the boss, if you don't end up fighting that boss, you just skip it in-game. It doesn't even count towards the 100%, I'm pretty sure. And when you fight this big thing at the end of the game, it is not required to kill him. The boss is completely optional. Even more so than the optional bosses that are there. I think it's crazy when I say that, but it's true. He is the most optional boss. He's also stupid difficult. He is a very difficult boss, but not the most difficult. There are bosses that are harder, and there are places where these bosses are harder. Places? Yes. Basically what that means is we have to fight more bosses. What does that mean for us? Well, one thing. We're gonna have to fight a lot of bosses, man. I know I told you in a short-handed way that there are a shit ton of bosses, But that doesn't even scratch the fucking surface. There are, when you count them up, like 40 bosses in this game. In the main game itself, about 30. Everything past that point, DLCs that were given free, and that's it, comes out to like 40 to like 45 at the most. Why so many bosses? It's a huge game. I've spent 64 hours playing this game. Oh, these are just little segments if you were curious. I've played 64 hours of this game. Has that stopped me? Never. And I don't think it ever will. But a lot of that 64 hours was exploring and dying to bosses that I had no idea how to fight. Will it always be the case? Hell no. But in a series like this where I kind of know how to do everything, it's really nice. Okay, thanks. Cool. He was really difficult for some reason in my first go through. It's really nice to know where just about everything is for the most part. I don't know where everything is, but I give or take, I know where the majority of everything is. It's like the collectibles I'm going to miss out on, and certain bosses and how to get to them, I don't know fully how to get to. Is that okay? Of course it is. Do I care? No. It's what guides are for. Literally, that's what guides are for. And that is my honest-to-God feeling about it. So, you know, I was telling you earlier about the enemy or the character that you could miss? Yeah, he's him. He's the best enemy in the game. Enemy, character, boss, everything. He's amazing. Zote is his name. We'll learn more about Zote soon. But first, let's save him from this gigantic fucking... Quick. Find the name. Yeah, when you go to your inventory, the game doesn't stop. Okay, we're gonna find the name. Where is it? Vengeful Fly. Vengeful Fly. Okay, it's a giant fly. It's the giant vengeful fly. Will I do that joke again? Maybe. Depends on when. But that's what he is. He's a giant vengeful fly. He's a boss. He is. You wanna know why? How I know that? He's one of the required 40 bosses to fight. Maybe not, okay, he's not required to fight, but to get to that big, like, you have to fight 40 bosses to unlock a certain thing. Yeah, he's one of those 40. Also, fuck you, dude. He's one of that 40. That was a boss. This is Zote. He's a lovable old man who doesn't want any of your help, so I'm not going to give him much any more help. But we both know we will. It's bound to happen. I'll have you know, you can just straight up not save him. You don't have to save him. Every time I've played this game, I've saved him. Why? I have no idea. He is a stupidly difficult character to be friends with. So difficult that it's actually impossible, because you can't make friends with anybody in the game unless it's like, you know, you make the friends with them psychologically. But literally, the guy is just... He ends up unlocking like such a difficult boss. Yeah, he's a boss, but not the way you think it is. it's actually kind of funny because he's just not how you would think he would end up being, but he is. Oh, yay, a bench. How much have we traveled? Is it called Giant? It's called Vengefly King. I should have guessed. Look, we've explored so much. Ugh, wonderful. Oh, and another place for me. Little old me. Wonderful. We're not gonna go anywhere else right now. Why? Fuck you. I don't have to explain myself to you. What do you think I am? Jesus? Alrighty, what is over here? Hi. We've seen you around before. I think we've seen you, you know. Are you the hot lady we saw? Don't. Okay. I know I'm always like, I wonder if there's Rule 34 of this game. There is. There is. Don't. Don't do it. Unless you have a bug fetish. Don't do it. It's a lot of her. But also a lot of penis from Cornifer and Coral. Don't do it. Now, as I was saying seriously, haven't we seen you around the town once or twice? Hi? Okay. Calm down. Come close. That is not the voice for her. Come no closer, ghost. I've seen you around, creeping through the undergrowth, stalking me. This whole kingdom, a terrible thing awakens. I can smell it in the air. I know you. I know what you are. I know what you try to do. I can't allow it. Alright! Her name's Hornet! Holy shit! She just got a stinger! So this is Hornet. Is she part B? I don't know. She has a needle. The next game that's coming out in this series, and by series I mean this one game, it's gonna be her game. It's called Silk Song. She has a lot of silk moves. As you can probably guess, she's more than just a boss. But, I mean, you probably wouldn't have guessed that. But, I don't know. I'm not you. She's not very hard. This also won't be the first time we fight her. Or the only time we fight her. I can say that with every single fucking boss in this game. And that is true. And thus is... Let's not die. I never said this, but very similar to how the False Knight was, you could actually stagger. The staggers work a little bit different on normal bosses. On normal bosses, I actually never had the ability to say it. On normal bosses, staggers will happen once you've done enough damage to them, or you hit them enough times in a certain amount of time. With that in mind, you can stagger these people and then get health in or get more damage in. You don't do more damage when they're staggered. I'd like to say that now. I don't want that to be like a misconception. But it is true. Just staggering is very useful, especially for fighting hard bosses. If you are not super great at fighting it, use your staggers to your ability. It depends on the amount of times you've hit them. If you hit them enough times, they're going to stagger eventually. Just make sure you have enough soul for it. And with that, the Moth Wing Cloak. Press R2. Oh, thank God. Wonderful. Yo, I think I just had a heart attack. Would it seek to break the seals? They cannot be broken. They must be undone. Let us sleep, little shadow. Return to your darkness. Allow us our peace. Hi, whoa, guys. Whoa, hi. Weren't we? Didn't I see you on that black egg? Bye. Okay. Good talk. You know what that was about? Okay. Okay, well, now we can dash. What does that mean for us? More movement. Okay, so the dash is the most important thing that you can get in this game. Another one of the most important things you can get in this game. Basically, the dash is just another way to move. The dash is used for more than just movement, though. It is used for defense. What I mean by that? If an enemy is about to attack you, and you have no way to get out of it except going around him, or above him, fucking go for it, guy. If that's your only way of getting around him, dude, go for it. Quarrel! Oh, hello there. Seems we both tread far from the path. I can hardly believe that those dusty old highways lead to such a lush and lively place. This building suggests some form of worship, though its idol has clearly been forgotten. Doubles equally well for a moment for spite. There's a little bench. This is the worst bench. Literally, I shouldn't have sat down. It's the worst bench to go to. There is nothing over here for us right now. Notice how I said right now. There are plenty of things that we could get later. And by plenty of things, I mean one or two things. One's a journal entry and one's a charm. But we won't know those things until we get a certain power-up, and that power-up is much later in the game. How much later in the game? I don't know. Maybe like a number of episodes. Maybe by episode 8. Maybe by episode 11. But I wouldn't say by episode 20. I'm unsure how long this series will be. It's definitely for sure going to be the longest series. Because my track record is I record a series and I record it in like 30 to 40 episode intervals. The first episode of this was 17 to 18 minutes. So to give you an idea, where am I? I'm right there. Okay. And by right there, I mean, I know where I am. And that's all that matters. If the first episode was 17 minutes and my track record currently is 30 minutes to 40 minutes, I think my what's the word I'm looking for? My average is like 38 minutes per episode. If you average that all together, and let's say using my 64 how many hours was it? 67 hours, I think it was 67, of playtime as a basis, that would come out to like 134 episodes if they were just a half hour long, plus the half hour that was there still. Yeah, that's a total of 135 episodes. Will that be as much as that? Of course not. Every time I play through a game, I often explore it, or I'll just sit around in the game and do nothing outside of it. Literally, I'll just sit there and be like, huh. I'll leave it on while I go eat dinner. I'll leave it on when I look at something. Literally, it's no issue. Wow, that was terrible. It's fine, though. Well, we can't do anything over there yet. So those 64 hours, 67, I don't remember the number, is kind of a baseline for how I play games blind. The reason I have 10 hours on my PC version of this game is because there have been plenty of periods of time where I've just not played, and I've just had the game on. So basically all that means is it won't take us 120 something episodes, but it will take a lot. How much? I have no idea. But definitely more than our average 20. And hell, it might beat Okami. Okami is I believe our longest running series in the baseline game. In the base game, I believe there was like 50 episodes. In Spider-Man, which is our longest series to date, there was like 60 to 70. In every trilogy of games, BioShock takes the cake with 80. This game possibly can beat all three. One game, entire game, more than 80 episodes. How do I feel about that? Fucking awesome, dude. That's 80 episodes. That's 3 months worth of content. I'm set. I could play this game forever because it's just super fun to play. But the reason the game will take so long is not because of anything special. There's one section of this game that I don't hate, but I despise with a burning passion. Where am I? I'm over here. I despise with a burning passion because it is so difficult. It's at the very end of the game. Literally, you have to do everything else before you do it. What does that mean for us? We got a long time before it comes up. But is it long enough? I don't mind telling you. Most people will forget, or most people won't even watch this. By the time we get to the end of the game, Also, new bench, new area. Cool. By the time we get to the end of the game, no, there's a little path right there we missed. We can't go over there, and there's a place upstairs we gotta go. Good to know. By the time we get to the end of the game, there are 5 boss rushes. 5? That's a lot. Yeah. Each one, first 4, each one has 4 new bosses that we have to fight. And it's required 10 bosses each around that to actually fight. Or 9 bosses each you have to fight. And then you take those 9 and a new boss that we've never fought before, of a character that we know up to that point, and we fight them. So those first 4 boss rushes are 10 bosses each. I'm pretty sure those 4 are. After that, that leaves 1 more. What's in that 1? 41 bosses. There's a 41 boss rush. That is the same number of bosses as Dark Souls 2 altogether. Is that the number of bosses in the entire game? No. By like 3 or 4. What does that mean for me? That is the... Out of the 2 sections I have yet to complete of the game, that is one of the areas of the game I have yet to complete. I have completed the 4 other boss rushes, except for that 5th one. That 5th boss rush is the pain of my existence. To give you an idea of how close I was, I've gotten to boss 40. I have never even fought boss 41. Every single one of the bosses in that is a harder version of the boss. What does that mean for us? We have to get so good at this game. And by we, I mean me. I have to do it. I'm going to have to be the one that gets good. You got to understand, I have to practice, and I have to actually record that. But that's not the only part of the game I have yet to complete. The only other part I have completed other than that is a thing that is called the Path of Pain. Every game, not every game, a lot of games have this series staple where the game will be not easy, but, you know, of, wow, that was a far fall, of, you know, decent ease. And then you get far enough into the game, and the game says, you know what? You want a challenge? We'll give you a challenge. Dark Souls, you have the DLC. Okami, you have the trial places. Let me think of all the other good choices I have in my mind. Neo, it's all the places where you had to fight a bunch of bosses in a row, or a bunch of enemies in a row. What does that mean for us? Oh, another great example, Kirby. Boss rush. There's always a boss rush in Kirby. And there's always like a secret boss at the end, or it's always harder. Kirby is the perfect example. Also, we beat another boss. I never said it, but that was another boss we fought. Kirby's a great example. What does that mean for us? It means that we have to fight them. And it's just kind of what we have to live with. Well, hold on. Hold on. I just missed completely. Okay, so the Path of Pain is a section of the game that is really difficult. Yada yada yada. Like, you know how Mario has that like super difficult level at the end of the game? Mario Galaxy 1, you have the super hard. What is up there? You have the super hard champion level that only shows up once you've beaten the game 100%. And it's just like that. It's a platforming level that we have to go through that is so difficult that I have yet to even try. Yeah. That is going to be a fun one. It is very difficult to do. I have yet to try it, but I've seen plenty of people do it. It's a lot of what's going on right here, strategically. It's a lot of moving your ass and making sure you're in the right place. And it ends with a mini-boss. What mini-boss? We're not going to know until the very fucking end of the game. And by the end of the game, middle. Give or take middle. After the first ending... After the first two endings, and before the third and fourth. So. Yay. I need a bench. What's up here? Oh, also, don't expect me to talk out about all the enemies. I don't expect to do it myself, because there's just so many of them. Just kind of observe what they do, and you'll see exactly how I fight them. Nothing special. It's the bosses I'll talk more in depth about, but, like, there's, like, 150 enemies, I think, in this game. A lot. There's a lot of enemies. And basically all that means is we gotta fight them all. A whole bunch. Some enemies are much harder than others. I have struggles with certain enemies that we're going to see later. Okay, if I can make this jump, I will kiss somebody. But yeah. New area. Who dis? Neat. So this is Jellyfish Land. That wasn't obvious. It's pretty fun. Sadly, we can't get Corna for her. Wow, really? So that sucks, but it's life. The big ones, if you hit them, a gigantic fucking blast of energy will come and consume you. Yes, that is life. Over there is something I'll talk about in another episode. What? I don't know, dude. Hi, Cornifer. Bye, Cornifer. That is not what we want to see. Gotta walk all the way back around. Ooh. Oh, we didn't talk to Cornifer, but... I mean, what is he gonna really say to us that we don't already know? Seriously. Oh, come on, dude. Oh, no. I gotta... Come on. I want to end this episode. It's not this one. It's this one. He tricked us. Okay, we're gonna set this bench right here. And let's take a look at what we've got. All that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. In the next episode, we'll continue on through this area. I love you guys. Peace.